Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be a very special unboxing. Um, my previous unboxing was kind of interesting because I couldn't get all the comics that I was actually trying to get for the unboxing. And I'll explain what I mean by that. What happened was I placed some fairly big orders off Heritage Auctions, and there was a problem with them sending out the comics. So they wouldn't arrive in time for when my Stackry box had to go out. So I had to actually delay the stuff from Heritage and then send it to my Stackry later. So all of the big books that I had ordered from Heritage weren't part of my previous unboxing. So there was no Heritage part, which are generally my bigger books. Well, this this unboxing has all those books. And it has a lot of other ones that I don't know why, but I've been sort of super lucky. Maybe not so lucky for my pocketbook, but lucky in terms of finding some just insane books, like really amazing books, and for great prices. There was one that's in this unboxing that I'm going to tell you how much I paid. I think it was 2,000, just at the very, very top of 2,000, like 2,900, 3,000 range, so not 2,000. We'll say 3,000 because it was really 3,000. But the previous sale for the same book was 6,000. So I was like, wow, I got this book for a steal. There was a lot of books like that I won some pretty major auctions and got really major steals on some cool books. I would say they're in this one unboxing. There's going to be at least 10 to 12, maybe 13. I think some of them, it depends on what you consider, but Grail books. These are Grail books that you would say, oh, okay, that's a Grail book. That's a big book, once in a lifetime kind of book. And there's about, as I said, about 13 of those in this unboxing. Now it's going to be 11 parts, and each part will have different stuff. They won't all be Grail books all the way through, but I tried to kind of organize things so that there's lots of really great stuff in each video. So let's get into it. This one will be a mixture, a real mixture. Like, it'll kind of give you maybe a little bit of sense of what is to come, but it's a real mixture. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So there was a series that Tank Girl did that I thought had some really sexy covers, and the sexy cover by itself was going for like 30-40 bucks. I thought, wow, that's too expensive. But somebody had the set of books for the whole series for $20. So I was like, oh, I'll just buy the set. Well, why not? And they actually had some cool thing as well. So this was the 20th Century Tank Girl #1. I'm not sure if you're a fan of Tank Girl, but this is #1. It also came with an extra special thing, which is Tank Girl, the poster magazine. Sorry, magazine. I'm reading it backwards, so poster magazine. And then this was limited to 400 copies. So this was thrown in as well. So I thought that was pretty great. This was the one that I really liked. This is the reason I bought the whole thing. Thought it was a really sexy cover. So yeah, I was like, this is the reason I bought it. I figured this by itself was worth the set. I just thought it was really sexy. Tank Girl. That's #2. And then there's #3. And that's the series. 1, 2, and 3. And then there was extra poster book. So I'm kind of partial to Tank Girl. It's sort of my 90s kick. I was into Tank Girl back then. Okay, another sort of sexy series that I picked up, and I in here in the unboxing will complete my collection of this title, is Marville. And you'll actually see this one twice because I ended up buying it twice by accident. Well, not by accident. They accepted my offer and I didn't expect it. So this is Marville. I forgot what #7, and it's just like a sexy cover. So Marville was kind of like one of these titles, supposedly, that I haven't read the story. I've heard bad things about the story, that it's not actually a good story, but the covers were great. And that's really why people buy the series. This one's a signed copy. You can see the signature. I'm not sure who signed it. I think it's Greg Horn that signed it, who's the artist. So yeah, just kind of a cool one. So that's Marville, number 7. Another one that's really, I went down like a rabbit hole. If you watch my previous unboxing series, there's one video where it was dedicated to controversial covers and comics. And this one is definitely a controversial comic and cover. So this is Supergirl, Adventure Comics number 415. And you got Supergirl, and she's being dragged by the hair. And it looks like she's going to get, like all these guys are going to do something very nasty to her. So yeah, sort of interesting one. My happy bride has arrived. Let the wedding begin. It's just very creepy. This is one of those controversial covers and comics. So yeah, so that's Adventure Comics 415. And okay, so now I'm going to show you some, like, as I said, there's just quality all the way through this unboxing. We're going to get into some pre-code horror. This is just, this is Horrific. I forget what number it is. Horrific number 2. Just a really cool book. There was a couple books that kind of use this motif of, like, you know, people and pulling the strings of puppets. I forget what the other title is. It's not, does it mention it on the cover? Nope. I'm trying to remember the other one. I have the other one as well, but this one is with monsters. This is an homage to an earlier Golden Age cover. The other one had like a nurse. I forgot what the other things, like, it was a nurse, some man, like a spy or something. But this one is another, just a really cool homage cover. So this is Horrific number 2. And then we got a series that I've been really trying to complete. Only one issue away now. Is G.I. Jane. I thought this is one of the cute ones. This was with her in lingerie. And this is number 8. Yeah, number 8. Just a really cute series. This is a really great series. If you like good girl art, this is the series for you. G.I. Jane. Just a fun, you know, war plus good girl. That's the title. So yeah, that's that one. It's kind of cute. Oh, you said right dress. I thought you said undress. Okay, next book is really big one. I was super excited to get this. So one of the titles, can you see it in the background? Maybe you can, if I kind of tilt the camera down. You see down in the corner, down in the corner, I have like a stack of Margie books. Well, Margie, she made her first appearance in a comic called Comedy Comics, and this is her first appearance, and she's on the cover as well. So this is Comedy Comics number 34, and it's the first appearance of Margie in comics. And the title in issue 35 changes to just Margie. So, yeah, kind of a cool book. Semi-Grail. This is actually a hard book to find, believe it or not. So Comedy Comics number 34. Kind of a big book, really hard to find, actually. Another book that's been really hard to find, and just, it was the last one I needed to complete another collection that I've been working on, is Annie Oakley number 2. And just another good girl art comic. Actually, Annie Oakley is a very historically interesting character. Just probably one of the premier marksmen of all time. She could do like really cool things, like throw coins up in the air and shoot them all, and, like, you know, just kind of awesome things. Just a very cool historical figure. This is not, it's very loosely based on her character from history, and it's more about good girl and humor. It's just a really fun one. So Annie Oakley number 2. It completes my collection of Annie Oakley. So I'm finally done that one. I was kind of excited to win that book. Another collection of many collections that I'm working on is like women in, one sec here, I'll show you. Crimes by women, I should say. And I'll just take it out of the plastic so I can show it. And here is Crimes by Women. I forgot what issue number this is. It never says on the cover. But here's Crimes by Women. It was one of the ones I was missing. Again, I'm only missing one issue now for Crimes by Women. So getting really close to having the complete run of Crimes by Women. Very fun stuff. Another one with Good Girl plus crime, I guess. Very awesome covers for this series. This was produced by Fox Feature Syndicate, and they don't hold back. they're really fun. Okay, I bought it. It was actually a lot that had that book and a second book. The second book really wasn't the reason I bought the lot, but it was this book, Feature Comics number 143. I don't know anything about this book. It is a cool train cover. Got the train kind of going underneath, and the guy's like hanging on to the girder. This other guy's about to shoot him. I'm not sure what he's standing on though. What is he standing on? I don't get it. But yeah. So Feature Comics number 143. Just a bonus comic. Now, as I was saying, this is really a Grail unboxing. And the next book I'm going to show you is a Grail. It's incredibly rare. You don't see it very often. My friend Steven actually was the one that told me about this book. So recently he picked up a Captain America #1, or Cap 1, everyone says, which is the first appearance of Captain America. Or is it? Okay. Because there was an earlier pulp that had sort of a prototype Captain America story, where it was like this character who was sort of a super soldier, got injected, would gain superpowers, and then lose those powers, and then need to be re-injected. And it was kind of a loop story. Well, that story was written by the same people that created Captain America, Simon Kirby. And some of the panels are almost exact to Captain America's panels. So it's a very, very close prototype to Captain America. And so this is a major pulp to look for. This is Marville Stories. This came out just a few months before Captain America #1 from 1940. So Marville Stories from 1940, November of 1940. Very key book for people that want to get Captain America. This is one of those pulps that is a little bit under the radar, but those people that know, they know. It's also got a really interesting strangulation or hanging cover, which is interesting. So this is the story of the book. I'm not sure how, like I'm always a little bit nervous opening up pulps. Let's see, this one isn't double bagged. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna inspect it, and if it looks like I can open it, I would be very nervous about opening this book. It's intact, but I'm very nervous about opening it up and potentially ruining my book. So sorry I can't show it. I was going to show you the story, but I'm just a little bit too nervous. These pulps are usually very brittle, and they just make me very nervous. But this is potentially the first appearance of Captain America, or at least a prototype of Captain America. I thought that was an interesting one. And that's the first part of this unboxing. I wanted to give you a bit of the flavor for what will be in the later parts. Bit of Good Girl, some Grail comic, maybe some modern stuff that's a little bit odd. That's really the flavor of this unboxing. It's going to be a pretty fun series. It's going to be 11 parts. Stay tuned. Some really great books are going to be shown. Some ones that you might want to try to find yourself, because there's some pretty cool things in here. So please remember to subscribe, like, and comment below. Thanks again.